everything horizontally. I'm just going to check with one of my other channels, and if it is vertical, then who cares? I'll just stand a few feet away and get our hour in. Okay. Yeah. That is so weird. Okay, I see you.
Sweet.
I'll pretend I can see your face.
Go like that.
Okay, people, just before we start, I'm just gonna let you know, for some reason, my phone is totally like horizontal instead of vertical, and it's cutting off both our faces. So it just looks a bit funny, but in the live, it seems good. And so I'm gonna pretend I can see your face, but I'm talking to your chin.
He's just tripping. I can see everything.
I gotta just take a picture of this. Okay, yeah, that's what I see. Okay, I'll send that to you later.
Cool.
So, I have to say, like, you are the first person that kind of like got me a little bit excited in a while, because I think it was just seeing such a little drone carrying the 18650 and just shooting up at the beginning of that video. You know, your little one.
Yeah, the very first iteration.
Yeah,
I think is what.
it got a lot of attention, right?
Yeah, a decent amount. I was kind of surprised. That was a Franken quad. I just threw together, probably as you heard. Surprised how well it did.
Yeah. So tell me your story. What got you into FPV? And
Yes,
yeah.
totally. It's kind of a funny story. I've always wanted to build my own quadcopter for like years. I had one as a kid. I was probably like 12 years old. A little Hubsan X or something. Do you remember those?
Yeah,
Hubsan?
I wasn't really into drones at all. Like, it happened accidentally for me. So
Yeah, it was quite a while ago. So it was more of like a toy grade one. I couldn't afford the one with the camera. And I had it for a couple days and I was completely obsessed. I flew it too high and it was only line of sight. And so I lost it. Like it was gone. Um, so that was the very first time. And then my parents got me that as a gift. And after that, I just wasn't able to afford it for a while. And then I kind of forgot about it. And like I said, I've always wanted to build a quadcopter. And then last year for Christmas, my brother's like, you know what? You've been wanting to do this for a long time. So he went on Marketplace and he bought just a bunch of random FPV parts, like the oldest stuff. None of it was compatible. The guy didn't know what he was talking about. He told my brother, he's like, oh, you can definitely build a drone from this. Like, just go for it. So he bought it really cheap and he gave me just like this cardboard box filled with random like junk, basically. And so I got it. I started doing research and it like motivated me to do my first FPV quadcopter build. And after like hours of research, I was like, okay, we're not going to be able to use any of this stuff. But it gave me the motivation to just go, hey, you know what? I'm going to look at YouTube. And you've probably seen some of Hoarder Sam's videos.
Yeah.
His 7-inch. So I thought 7-inch, it was like really cool. So I'm like, this is going to be perfect for my first build, which looking back at it, it was like 7 inches for your first build. Don't do it. Anyway, that's what I did. The 7-inch. I think I have the frame here actually.
I'll show it to us.
Not the frame. These are 5-inch frames. So I did a 7-inch frame, but as you can imagine, I broke it pretty quick. And these are the Hoarder Sam 5-inch builds, basically clones of what he did. So yeah, I broke the 7-inch and then I built a couple of 5-inch frames that I've taken parts off of this one, but this one still runs. This one right here, kind of cool.
I always see those Hoarder Sam videos and like I'm so tempted. Like every time I go into AliExpress, I'm like, I'm gonna get one of the cheapest kits and build it. And I just look at the parts and I'm like, I can't do it.
Yeah, no, and I was pretty naive. And I actually really like this drone. It doesn't fly amazing, but just the fact that you can replace anything on it super cheap. Like these motors absolutely suck. My bro-
The red bottoms, yeah.
yeah, my brother was flying it, and this was a brand new motor, and he was I don't even remember what he was doing. He was just flipping the drone, and the motor bell flew off. So these might work for cruising, but I definitely wouldn't try to freestyle. Anyway, after I did that build, I switched it to 5 inch, and this I was never flying it because they're really like 5 inches are pretty loud and I don't know, kind of dangerous, especially if you don't know what you're doing like me at first. So then I got into Tiny Whoops and started building my own stuff too, just like basically doing what Hoarder Sam's doing, but with smaller drones, being like, okay, how cheap can I build this without actually still making it good? And then eventually I got into the 18650 builds, like just trying to see how good can we make an
Let
18650.
me see that. Let me see it close. Okay, I want to know the weight on that. What's the weight?
Oh, I should grab my scale. I think it's 41. My scale, I just realized, is weighing like a couple grams lighter. So it's probably around 43
Okay,
grams.
oh, with the battery.
Without the battery. With the battery, 93.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I got to show you what I did all of yesterday. Because I wanted to be able to talk to you about it, so you inspired this little thing.
Oh, nice. Yes,
Yeah.
that's sick. What frame is that the Crux?
No, it's my frame.
Oh, that's your frame. Cool. I
Yeah,
can't tell from here.
no, it's a little 2.5 inch called the
Nice.
Psycho. So I designed like these little like strap things that hold the battery. I made one of the batteries. I ordered like a whole pile of different Lions to test them. I found some like 35 amp ones.
Nice.
And yeah, yesterday I'll show you. Uh, yeah, I basically nothing ever happens easy for me. It's always a bloody nightmare. But because
Uh,
you see,
Story of my life
the
right there.
the wires were not long enough to reach,
Yeah, yeah.
so I had to like splice all of them.
Did you use what motors are those?
These are the 1102s, 1800. I would have used 2200, but I didn't. I had a pile of 1800s.
Yeah.
But with anything, it's just like the iterations. Yeah, see all the stupid little versions on the way there.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, but you got me going, so that was fun. And then I redid like an old that's DJI 03.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's sweet. So how does you said that's the Psycho frame?
Yeah.
What does it weigh and how does it fly? Super curious.
Do you want to see?
Sure. Yeah.
My face is like right in the thing. I'll show you just like the end of the flight because basically just before I saw you, I tried to just before I saw you, I tried to like test it because I'm like, I made this thing, I need to fly it, and it's been bloody raining nonstop.
Same here. And sorry if there's background noise. They're cutting down a tree
Oh, don't
outside
worry
my
about it
home.
at all. It's all good. Can you see the TV nicely?
Yes.
Yeah, I had to. Okay, so it's 89 grams all up weight,
Okay.
and I flew it for 5 minutes. I'm like, I'm good.
Yeah.
Because like for me, I really like performance a lot,
Yeah.
and also inside the in the parking garage, the the throttle control is extra hard,
Mm-hmm.
and every time you hit the throttle and turn, you really gotta like bang and give it extra throttle.
Yeah, it acts a little more like a bigger quad without as much power, obviously. But if you fly more little quads, I think it's definitely a learning curve.
Are you able to see the chat? Like, are there people saying anything?
I don't see.
It's cool. If anybody has questions or anything, drop them, and if we see them, we'll interact with them.
Yeah, I don't see them like popping up. I haven't ever done this before, but it doesn't. I don't think anyone's asked any questions yet. If anyone's, for those watching, maybe someone could put something in the chat real quick.
Okay, now your audio cut.
Hello?
Yeah, I can't hear you.
What about now?
Turn it up. I don't know. It was low. Hello?
Hello?
Okay. Oh. Hello?
Okay, it looks like the Northern Cook
I can
hear
I
both
don't
of
know.
us.
What did you all like? Do you have Bluetooth or anything? But you're thing either.
You're cutting out on my end if you're.
You can hear.
I can hear you, but you're cutting out.
You're very. I can just check out the end of the DC after I guess if it works. I took it in the garage. I can't hear.
Hmm.
On the chat. I'm gonna just check. Okay, hear my other one. No, you're gone.
Hello?
I can kind of hear you.
Shoot. Should I leave? If you can hear me, should I leave and try coming back?
I don't know if you can.
Oh, shoot. I can hear you better now. You were cutting out there
I
for a
can
little
hear you.
bit.
Hearing what's going on.
You can try moving. Is that any better?
Okay, you know what? I think my phone connected with my TV's Bluetooth.
Oh,
There we go. Now I hear you. My
Sweet.
audio for some reason connected with the Bluetooth. Okay, I hear you good. We're good. We're back.
sweet. No, the flying looks pretty good. I bet it feels sluggish though, compared to what you normally fly.
Uh, it just feels like everything is like in the when you turn, like you really have to hammer it. So you're flying at like 60% the whole time, and then to catch yourself, like you get that speed, and then you have to like when you once you have the speed, you have to kind of like bank the opposite way because it's like it wants to just fly into me there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was fun.
Oh yeah. Nice.
It was fun.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd say the 3-inch flies a little lighter. I just think that extra area of the larger props kind of help catch that weight better.
Yeah. See, I was wondering about that because I'm just at some point. What are you using? What are the motors you're using on the 3?
1202.5. But to answer the question in the chat, yes, that was his lithium ion build that he put together with his frame.
Yeah. What's the KB?
11,000 on these. you can get, I think 11,500 is basically the highest you can normally get, unless you buy from Fractal. I think they do like a 12,500.
Because those are for two. Those are for 2S.
Yeah, I mean, technically, I think it's
Yeah.
2S technically, but
Yeah.
with 2S, I think they'd be pretty crazy. 2S and a lipo, I bet these would just scream.
Yeah, or you could you could do the double Lion. I was thinking about that too. Because I bought the Lion packs back in the day, but I really like the performance a lot more. Yeah. Did you make that frame?
Yeah, this is 3D printed, which I think it's just I don't think it's gonna work super good, but it's for a 2S build. I thought it was
Yeah,
fun.
fun.
So we'll try that out later.
Have you ever flown like a 4S 3.5?
No, I wanna get into that.
Okay. That's you gotta try that. That's basically my place. I love see to me the flying. I think that it's cool that you can fly for so long on the little thing, but the thing that I think interested me the most is that yours actually seemed a bit more powerful than what you usually see. And I think that's what kind of shocked a lot of people, like just seeing the it shoot up. So the amount of power that the motors take to spin like the three, I just feel like the 2.5 would spin faster, easier on the Lion, or do you feel like like from flying each of the different sizes, what have you learned, or what has been your favorite? What has been like the flight characteristics?
Yes. So I actually took apart my very first one, but the problem with the little, I think it was an 80 millimeter, the very first video I made about it, teeny one with the battery on top, is it was surprisingly quick acceleration, but it would get vibrations. And I think it might have been partially the battery on the top, the wind is like catching it weird. Plus, it just doesn't have that big of a footprint to keep it stable. So you could accelerate pretty decently and it'd get going like 45 miles an hour because that one had a GPS on it. So I could just see it. But yeah, it would start vibrating. And then on the turns, it would get wobbles like crazy too. Um, and then if you did like a split S when you're coming around to catch it, it handled terribly, to be honest. But it was fun, and if you're going slower cruising, it was fine. That's when I decided to start going bigger frames. So I tried a 2-inch, which is just barely bigger than 80 millimeters, and that was the same. This one's the 2.5, and the difference between these two, I was kind of telling you, Matthew, in the comments. This one actually, I think it accelerates barely quicker. And that
The two?
the two and a half.
Yeah.
Two,
And
I
is
think
that
this
one, is that the pusher?
this is the pusher, 2.5 pusher. I want to try. So it only has 2-inch props on it right now. I want to try 2.5 on top as a polar. See how I bought some 2.5 bi blades, so I'm
Yeah.
gonna try that and see if it gets better performance or not. But this one feels a little like you're gonna accelerate a little better overall. It's 10 grams lighter than this one.
So it's around 80 grams?
Yeah, like low 80s total.
Okay.
But like I said, this one just has better handling. Um, it's super smooth, like smoother than some lipo builds that I've done at least. As far as when you go for a sharp corner, it doesn't shake as much. Like it doesn't get as much prop wash.
So you actually feel it's easier to fly, the three?
Yeah, I'd say easier to fly, definitely the 3.
And then catching itself, the 2.5 versus the three.
The 3. The 3.
Okay.
Like I would recommend most people do a 3, unless you're just looking to do a really small size. you might be able to tune it a little better. I'm not super good at tuning quadcopters, so maybe you could tune it so it flies better. Like it's definitely to the point where I'd say it's fun to fly, and that it's worth building. But overall, I like the 3 better.
Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna. Well, I couldn't get my GPS to work. Did you have any problems with GPS, or was it pretty easy?
Oh no, there's one thing. Let's see. Let me grab. So the reason I don't have that smaller one is I've been messing around with a super large 1S build for fun.
Okay,
And
cool.
this build, I'm basically just trying to see if I can get a flight time of an hour
Okay.
with a single 21700. So you might see this in the future.
Yeah,
This current iteration, these motors had a ton of vibration, so it wasn't working super well.
those are the motors from the Mini, right?
Yes.
Yeah, they're the
Yeah.
Mini motors. They're 2S motors, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. There's supposed to be 2S, but I was just playing around with 1S.
Yeah.
Anyway, this has the GPS on it. And since on that smaller guy, I'm trying to see if I can show you. I had to make a separate plug for the power on the VTX. Because if the VTX is going, the GPS won't get more than like 1 or 2 satellites. Not the if the VTX is running, it overpowers the GPS and the GPS isn't able to find any satellites. So I unplug the VTX, turn the quad on, wait about 5 minutes, and then it'll find all the satellites. Then you plug in the VTX, and that's how I got it to work.
Interesting. I see. I have the Mod 8, so it has everything kind of built in, and then there's one spare UART.
Yeah. You know, with a built-in system, I was trying to think what I think some people have done. They power on the GPS with a separate battery. Wait, and then you wait until the light, I think it starts blinking, most of them. It starts blinking when you get satellites. You see that it's blink enough satellites. You see it's blinking, and then you plug in a separate battery to the quad and unplug your GPS, which will now it gets complicated and it was annoying. That's why on these builds I didn't even bother putting a GPS in.
Yeah, I've been thinking about just taking mine out because it's just, I don't know. When I click the GPS tab and I save the information, it just resets it. You know how sometimes on a port tab, you pick something and then you save it and it just makes everything go away?
Yeah.
Yeah, on the GPS. Hi, people.
Hello, and let's see.
Having a Pro, I already have a mount for a 45 1S, and if you join the Patreon, it just helps support. It's nothing super exciting, unfortunately. I don't send stickers or anything.
And then I think I see someone asking about modeling a frame for an Air 65 for 450 milliamp battery. I think you're asking if I can make a battery holder for an Air 65
Yeah, no,
frame.
I have a mount already, so you can kind of do that with most of my frames. But the if you wanted specifically for the Air 65, you just get a six fractal 65.
And if you
Yeah.
want to be cheap like me, you just buy this small battery holder off AliExpress. It fits 450 batteries perfectly. And then you drill into the 65 millimeter frame and you would connect it with like an M2 bolt. It's heavy and you're definitely gonna feel the performance a little bit though. And then charger recommendations. What batteries are you charging?
He made an adapter yesterday too. Did you do that?
I did that too. I really want to try the Gep RC. I forgot what it's called, but it just it can charge at 3 amps, but it's like it's basically that charger, but it can charge at 3 amps per port, which I
Cool.
think would be perfect for the lithium ion cells.
Because each one is about 2,000, so doesn't it mean like 1C would be 2 amps?
Yeah. Yeah, and then the 3,000 ones. And you can charge depending on which battery you get, you can charge them up to some of them do a lot. I think the max is usually around 2C. So if you have a 3,000 milliamp lithium ion, I mean, check the specifications. But if it's a high discharge cell, usually you can charge them technically up to 6 amps.
Oh, I don't. I just charge mine at 1 amp and I'm happy. Like whatever. I like. I
Yeah.
don't. I think I even just leave the battery on the drone because I don't know how much I'm gonna like. Just in general, I'm the type of person that just charges two 4S packs and I just rip for 3 minutes each, 4 minutes each, and I'm happy.
Yeah.
But
Totally.
if you wanted longer flight times, there's a really nice like my 3.5-inch drone is pretty light. Like it's lighter than most on the sub 250. So you can build one easily like around 100 grams. And if you put 13, I discovered it kind of like by accident because I'm always trying. There's like this thing where okay, if you take a 1404 and you put it on a 4-inch, it becomes super efficient. So what about a 1304, right? Same thing with the 702s, the 802s, the 1002s. There's a certain point where okay, a smaller motor makes it lighter, which makes it more efficient and more powerful. But then there's the other point where the motor gets too small, and now it's actually taking too much power out of it, and now you're losing efficiency. So finding that like kind of exact combination can take years, and I've fiddled with that a lot into 3.5. So I tried taking the 1305 onto the 4-inch, and it flew beautifully, but it was too hard on the motors, and then they're frying. But the 1305, which like you don't really see a lot of, like you maybe for 3S or whatever, you don't see them as much on the 3.5. But I put a 1305 on the 3.5 discus with a 560 Dogcom 4S, and it just flew like 9 minutes without even trying. Like I was doing this thing where I was following my buddy's RC FPV, and I'm just like, oh my God, this is just going on for days. So I found that the way that the 1404 works with the 4-inch, if you take the 1304 and you put it on the 3.5, you end up getting like 9 minutes of flight time with freestyle, light freestyle, and not even really trying. But same thing with batteries, because we watch all these videos and people test things out and they're using like 850s. The Dogcom 560s 150C specifically, they have a different technology in them. Like it's a newer tech. So they're about 20 grams lighter than like a 650 even. That one like model, a battery. And the performance is just insane. So when you do try that out, you got to try those batteries. And the 2S 560 is really good too. Those two, I don't know why, the 2S 560 and the 4S 560, you do your builds with them and you just wait like double the flight time and performance.
Nice. Yeah, Hobby King sent me some batteries. So I got a 2S 550 and a 3S 550. I think they're Turnigy's. I should open them up and look. But it'd be interesting to like test them against the battery you were
Yeah.
recommending. Let's just open it.
Yeah. Unboxing.
Yeah.
Woo, thanks for showing us all the secret sauce.
Yeah. So I think these are just 551S's. No, I'm interested because most people they fly like tattoo. I don't even know if that's how you say it.
Yeah.
Or there's just like 3 brands that are really popular. And then Hobby King reached out to me. I'm like, no one buys these like Turnigy's. I'm like, let's see how they work. So let's tell you we got oh yeah, they're kind of cool looking to be honest though. It has super long balance like lead. Look at that. But it does come with the BT 2.0
Okay,
Turnigy bolt. It looks pretty cool to be honest.
lower it. There we
Yeah.
go. Okay. What's the C rating on it?
C rating is 80C.
Okay.
Okay. But I'm curious, and I really want to start testing batteries. I know most manufacturers, it's kind of subjective and they kind of just put whatever they want on there.
Oh
So,
yeah.
like some brands, you could have a 50C versus like I bought the cheapest 150C battery ever. I should pull it out. It's from Amazon.
You know what? That's a
Um,
video there. That's the video there, right? I
yeah,
bought the
yeah,
cheapest and most expensive.
yeah.
That's a good
No, these ones look like they're really high quality, actually.
they're
Um,
pretty.
they're pretty, but who knows how well they actually work yet. And the lead is way too long, but
Yeah, you should
um,
shorten it, but that is bizarre. I've never seen those.
the price is pretty good off of Hobby King. They have a US warehouse and then they have Chinese,
Cool.
China warehouse too. But anyway, I'm trying to find the 3S one. Let's see. One of these. Because I've the most I've ever flown is a 4S. So like I want to get into these more performance builds as well.
Yeah.
But for now I've stayed on the lower power side of things. Oh yeah, here it is. There it is. So that's
Yeah.
the little 3S. I think it's a 550. Don't remember how much it weighs. So this
Yeah.
will be fun to test out.
Yeah, with batteries, sometimes it's companies, sometimes it's specific models. Like G&B, I kind of got sick of because it's like some of their batteries are really good and some of their batteries are just crap. And then it's the same thing with like I found that Dogcom and Kodar are two like solid brands where they're like just pretty solid. Our lines are pretty good too. But the problem with the tattoos that I found is like sometimes you order off AliExpress or something and they've just been sitting forever. So you don't know if you're getting like new packs or packs that are like 2 years old and they're just it's, every single battery, specifically even model, can be totally different. And that I spent years just
Well,
fiddling with all that.
I was reading about lipo batteries. I'm super interested in batteries.
Yeah.
I did a deep dive, and what they were saying, you could have a really like I think it was a Reddit group that's super into it, and they like build these charts comparing batteries, and they're mostly for RC airplanes, big 6S lipo batteries. And they have a whole chart and they rank all the batteries with different stuff. But what they were saying, they're like, the hard part is each batch will be different of the
Yeah.
same exact battery, just because there's so much hands-on to building the whole entire lipo pack that it could totally be different every single batch. Um, at least small differences. So that is interesting that you may have some inconsistency.
Oh yeah, but even okay, like with the Mob 8, lately I've been really enjoying the Mobula 8, and it's a great platform to like kind of just same thing like with 1S, you buy yourself a what is it? The Meteor 75 Pro. It's a perfect drone to just build and start like fiddling, like take apart, build your own things. So for me, it's been the Crux 35 and the Mobula 8 that I'm just loving tearing apart and like making different iterations because like with your build, like your cheapest build off AliExpress, how much can you actually get it for?
Before tariffs, I did get it for a little under $65. Like that one, that was my first more
Yeah.
viral video. It eventually, it's pretty slow at the start, and then after a couple months, it just kind of exploded for some reason. But yeah, under $65, it was a little 75 millimeter. It could be 1 or 2S
Yeah,
drone.
I saw it.
Yeah, yeah. Too bad. I took it. I'm so bad. I wish I had kept all of them, but I take them apart. So I
No,
don't
and you
even.
keep building.
Yeah, I don't have it anymore. I still think that's a decent build. I have used these motors so much right here.
Yeah. You like
I
those?
I love these things. On a 2S, this rips for like a tiny whoop. 2S with these, they're 15,000 kV. So for on a 2S, 15,000 kV, 1102, or I think it's 1103 technically. But Yeah, they're just so cheap. The only problem with them is they don't have silicone wires.
Yeah.
So you have to be careful because if you run too much energy through it, could melt and then short.
Mm.
But no, I love these. You could get it for under 65. Now I did the math, it'd be around $80
Yeah,
to do
see,
that
for me
same.
in Canada, I can't. Like when I put all those pieces together, I end up at like 150 or like more. So it's
Yeah.
like to me, like for me, the cheapest is getting one of those meteors.
Yeah, no, depending on where you live, I think just sometimes doing a pre-built and then messing with it after that is like a
Yeah,
great idea.
because I see your the American prices all the time. Like what? Like no, no, it's a lie.
Yeah, and now it's way more expensive. People comment on that video all the time. That's not $65. I'm like, no, it's not. Not anymore. I wish. And that's
That's
what I
part of
usually
the
line.
engagement. It's like build
Yeah.
this drone for $50. Like I bought pieces on on Marketplace.
Yeah, yeah, no, that's how it started. Uh,
uh,
yeah, no, it's hard because that's how much I can get it for, and you wait for the sale, so it's an extra like $10, $15 off, and then it depends on your location, and the vendors change their prices.
oh
And
yeah,
my biggest advice is don't any video that has AliExpress links, don't just go to the link, look at the product, and then on the upper right, you probably know how to do this. You can hit like search for similar. There's a
yeah, yeah, yeah.
little yeah. Look at that and get your find the best price, shop around.
Okay, with your Amazon, with your Ali affiliate, do you find it actually works? Do you ever get money from it? Because I don't think I've ever got money from my Ali affiliate
Your
links.
AliExpress
Yeah.
affiliate, it actually that one does really well. They have really high commissions. I think
Okay.
it's just because of my kind of videos,
Oh no, you
probably.
got a ton of views, so a ton of little things maybe, but I'm just like I find that like I don't know if it's not set up right or whatever, because I'm just like I swear I've had AliExpress things and I've never seen anything come
Nothing's
back.
gone through at all. I would find that weird if nothing. Cause no, yeah, that the AliExpress actually does surprisingly well. For
That's
me.
good.
Yeah.
So are the best sales the 1111s?
It's I've been less picky lately if I'm actually waiting for a sale. They do one like every 2 weeks. And then every once in a while, they'll have like every 1 to 2 months, they'll have like a special sale where it's even like the best you can probably get. Their Black Friday sale was decent. So yeah, what I usually do is I just add everything to my cart and then I just wait, because you're like, okay, right now everything costs $90, and then you check back in a week later and it may be a little more, a little less, and then you can see what coupons you can add onto it and everything.
Yeah, see, I've been going nuts with I really like, because I played around. So if you do like under 2 inch and under, titanium bolts make a difference. As soon as you go over 2 inches, the titanium bolts they bend and stuff. Like 3 inches, you don't want titanium bolts. And I just don't like steel bolts because they rust. So I really like getting stainless steel countersunk bolts. Those are, I don't know, they're my favorite. They look nice. They're just about as they're as strong, and they're shiny and they're cheap. Like not as
Yeah.
cheap as steel, but I really like getting those. But depending on the supplier, sometimes I just ordered like a pile of them, and the hole is a 1.4 instead of a 1.5.
Is a one oh weird.
Yeah, yeah. So it's a huge piss off. So it's just like that. I'm like, I have to get a refund, and then I have to like find another. So I'm always trying
Like
to find.
the hex
Yeah,
key is a 1.4 instead of a 1.5.
yeah, yeah.
What? So it's like that sounds like it's American sizing.
No, no, like the standard M2 is 1.5, right? Like all of us are using a little 1.5. So it's
Yeah.
just
Well, I'm like 1.4, maybe that's some like fractioned inches,
No, it's some weird random size that I don't know who the hell uses it, because even with the 1.4, I got the I got one of the keys, and I designed a stupid little, like, so you stick the key inside the knob and then glue it in, and then you have a
Yeah.
this is like my
Nice.
piss off screw. Like whenever I'm using this to tighten stuff because it has the wrong size screws, I'm just like, and I don't want to send that to anyone, so I'll just use them for my own build. Right?
Yeah. No, some of the bolts I've gotten from AliExpress, they just strip so easily. And yeah, a lot of the ones I got at first, they had just 1 millimeter keys, which absolutely suck. Just way too small. They strip super easily.
Yeah.
I started going, like you said, you never know what you're gonna get. So I get the Phillips because I'm like, I don't really like the Phillips head ones a ton. I'd rather have a 1.5, but at least your Phillips is gonna work for it,
I don't like Phillips, so.
No, I don't. And I'm not selling kits or anything, so it's just for me.
Oh yeah, also with the batteries, like if you're gonna be shipping them, I think in your country it'll be very easy, but outside of the country it's just a nightmare. So like I'm just telling you, because like for instance with me, batteries only in Canada, I can ship them wherever, but the moment you try to get batteries leaving the country, don't even bother, like it's not worth it.
No, yeah, only if I got big enough would I even think about that. Sadly for now it'll just be US, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually.
What are you planning to sell your Lions put together for?
What am I planning to sell them for?
Yeah.
Just people who want to make little 1S builds,
Yeah,
basically.
No, I like, what is your price point?
Oh, yeah, price point. With the amount of time it takes me and the materials, I'm looking around $15 right now
Okay.
per battery. So,
Cool.
and
What are
then
you using for your hot solder station thing? You have a station?
yeah.
Your what's it called? The tappy thing.
Oh, the spot welder.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got this new A with Z. I kind of have a mentor. He has an 18650. He has like a lithium ion cell shop. And he's been in the game for a long time, and he's given me a ton of tips on like how to do this correctly. It's the DIY 500 amp.
I want to see that. Share me the tips.
The tips.
Like is it it's two separate things that you have to like tappy tap together. Okay, that's interesting. Yes, oh my god, he's sharing the tip. Cover it.
Yeah, this thing's got crazy amount of power. It's insane. So I've just been messing with the settings, getting it dialed in, and it's fun. I actually really enjoy it.
I'm trying to find the toy. I just got a new where is it? There's like, I don't know if you've been around and seen my wife screaming at me to clean the mess every day.
No, I have. I've heard you talking about it, but I haven't seen it actually happening.
Yeah, so basically, my channel, there's this ongoing joke that like what are you doing? Like I'm cleaning.
Yeah. No, it's so easy to make a mess fast.
So look at this.
Ooh, yeah. How much did that cost you?
I'm an Amazon product tester. So I think
Nice.
I think they're like $60-$70.
Yeah. And for most smaller welding jobs, they'll work just fine, I think. I bought from watching my channel, I bought the absolute cheapest thing you can buy off of eBay. It was like $10. I still have it in my shed outside.
Yeah.
It was the biggest piece of crap ever.
But see, that's an opportunity. That's where you make the video, like the cheapest crap, where the best one. You make the video, and then you probably get some good affiliate sales on that big thing.
Yeah. sadly, I mean, these are on Amazon. I got it from my friend at DIY
Yeah.
500 amp. There was a Black Friday sale, but he doesn't do affiliate stuff because his shop, he already prices everything down so much. He does everything for
Yeah.
like the love of the hobby. I respect that so much. So he doesn't do affiliate stuff because he just doesn't have that margin.
Yeah.
But sadly, yeah, everything I get from him, I can't really affiliate. But I like supporting him because he's all about researching about the cells and like helping the community learn how to build batteries and stuff.
That's good.
Yeah. So if you're interested in batteries, DIY 500 amp, he has a huge community on like Facebook. He answers it's 650 Master Ace is the Reddit page, and he'll answer like any question on there.
Yeah, I don't know if that was a while ago for the Did we already answer that, or was that a new one? The charger thing.
No, I think you showed the Vifly.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And they didn't follow up with which charger they like what batteries they want to charge, but so who knows if they saw it or not.
Okay. Anything you want to talk about specifically?
Yeah, I had questions about some of your quadcopters. I guess same thing. How did you get into it? And what's I've seen some of your videos, but a quick summary of how you got into it, and I guess what your favorite build is would be cool. Like out of
Okay.
all the ones you sell.
Okay. So similar kind of thing where you buy something, it doesn't work. So I'm a reptile breeder. So like that was one of my businesses in a hair salon. So self-employed from the time I'm little. Like all I want to do is kind of get paid to do something I enjoy. Right? That's just been the dream of my life. And I was a troublemaker child. Nothing really worked. 50 jobs, fired. I'm good at getting jobs. I'm good at quitting and getting fired too. And it's just like it doesn't matter because you can get another one. There's always someone kind of ready to take advantage of you, which is like it's unfortunate, but I kind of look at the world a bit negatively because some people will go to get a job and be like, "Oh, please hire me. I'll do anything." And like for me, I'm kind of like, "Why should I work for you?" So just having like a salon for the time I was 25 and then a little reptile business. COVID shut my hair salon down for 3 years. So I was stuck at home with my animals. I started doing YouTube and I made like a reptile channel. And I had a stupid toy drone from AliExpress. And the thought popped into my head, I wonder if I could feed a snake with the drone. And I'm like, has anyone ever done it? Like, let's search drone feed snake, and no one's ever done it. I'm like, I'm gonna be the first person in the world to feed a snake with a drone. So I took a piece of dental floss and a little baby dead like mouse, and I fed a snake with a drone, and I thought, like, this is the greatest thing in the world. And the reptile community lost it on me. They're like, oh, that's so dangerous. You could have cut the snake's head off, blah 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 blah. And I'm like, it's a $30 drone. I can stick it on my tongue. It can't even break the skin, right? People are just so dumb. I'm sorry, but it's just. So then I'm like, now we need to make it bigger. I'm gonna get a giant drone. I'm gonna feed a giant snake at the park, and I'm gonna terrorize everyone. And it's gonna be the greatest time ever. So I searched for a large drone, and I discovered UAV features. Those builds, remember the $100 builds, $150 builds from back in the day? And I saw this
right there.
Yeah, and I'm like, what? You can fly? Oh my God. Like, I've always wanted to fly. I used to have dreams of being like Superman, where you put your hands out and you go like this and you're like flying a bit faster. So I got obsessed, and it was September, so winter was coming. And I just spent the whole winter just watching everything. I'm a serial like researcher. Just I watch everything, all the FPV stuff. I watch almost all of it because I'm fascinated in like watching the flight characteristics of the drones. And he made this video called the Dodo, and it was Adam RC Dodo. So I got that, and then the tadpoles were popular. So it was just the beginning of like sub 250 was kind of like starting to like happen because the electronics that are small weren't really as good and stable as the 5 inches. And so I ordered the Dodo, and then I ordered an Armatin Tadpole Space Grade Carbon Edition and a Petrel. There was the Petrel. It's a 6S 3 inch. So I had those three 3 inches. And for some reason, summertime came, I flew and I hit the right motor. I don't know if you have a spot that you always hit. I always hit the right motor for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
So I had 3 broken drones, and all of them were different. Like, so the mounting patterns for the electronics, so the Petrel had a 16x16. The other one had a 20x20. The other one had a whoop board. And there were 9x9 motors and 12x9 motors, and then different size motors. So I'm just like, I figured I could take these 3 broken drones and turn them into one that works. And I couldn't. And it just, I realized that we have electronic companies that are making frames to hold their electronics and sell them to us. But they don't have like an in-house specialist or like a pilot that like really wants to make it better. And it's like, if you could choose between driving a Toyota Corolla or a Formula One, what are you going to choose? Right? So
Yeah.
like just having, I guess, an artist's mind or whatever, like I just see things in the designs that would bother me. And I'm like, I don't know how to use AutoCAD. I have really bad ADD. Like, how am I gonna? But I'm just like, if I want the thing I can imagine. I thought about trying to get someone to do it for me, but it's like you can't portray what's in your mind to someone else. Like it doesn't work, and they don't like you. And like, imagine you're trying to design a drone for me. I'm telling you what to do. You're just gonna get mad at me.
Yeah.
So I went on YouTube. I taught myself like the design, and then I spent like 2 years making my dream frame, which that's my favorite one. I'll show you that. Okay, where is that other one? So basically my idea was like I want to be able to make a frame that can do all this stuff, right? And that could be built either way. So the great discus, it comes in 3 millimeters to 4 millimeters. So 3 millimeters, you got your HD0 build, and with the standoffs, those are like 18 millimeter standoffs.
Okay.
So yeah, like a little HD0, and then fixed mounts for all sorts of different cameras, so you don't have to screw them in. Like they fit perfectly.
Love it.
Then like with if you just took the Crux 35 and transferred it over, and I upgraded the camera, but that's 15 millimeter standoffs. So you can get super just tight and good center of gravity. This is like, yeah.
And the things that seem to stand out to me with your frames is they all look super durable.
Oh, 4 millimeters. Like this has been smashed for over a year. It has a F7 stack. So I like the idea of like I can put like a 5-inch electronics into a 3.5, and just it takes a bashing. And because the bumpers, so I started off with lighter bumpers, but then I designed these bumpers that they protect the frame and they protect the motor.
I love that. Yeah.
Because lots of the protection is like here, like lots of the time they'll put the protection on the edges, like you see points and stuff.
Yeah.
But then you hit the front of the motor. You always hit the front of the motor. So I put it.
I love the full coverage. You don't see that a ton.
And the tightness. So it's like the camera is really tight to the body.
And it doesn't look like it's extra either, because some of them are huge, like these
No,
huge
this is tiny.
3D printed parts, which for a bigger quad might be okay, but where weight is a big concern, that seems like it works decently. I'd love to try a discus out. I think that would probably be my gateway drug right there into 3.5.
You'll be screwed.
Yeah.
But like, so see, then I wanted them also to be able to do like pusher.
Yeah.
Because then you get a true X with a pusher. There's no props in view. That's the 03.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's cool that you get without the props in view because that can
Yeah,
get
no,
annoying.
exactly. So you could do the same thing with the 04.
Are
But the funny
those?
thing is that lots of people say, "Oh, how do you land?" But I'm just like, if you're flying like even a racer quad and landing on the battery, like it's not always landing that great either. And as you've tried, with the pusher, I feel it's like smoother, like it's nice and like steady. This is my favorite quad to fly, and with one of those 560 batteries, it's like I don't know actually. The
I'm
analog's actually my
I'm
favorite.
curious. Have you noticed an efficiency boost with pushers in that size,
Uh,
or not really? Like flight time, talking flight time.
Honestly, it feels almost the same. What I did notice is going from 3 inch to 3.5. Like I can't go back to three.
Yeah.
Like there is a weird thing with 3 inch where when you fly, this was my favorite quad before I designed my own. I met this guy from Dubai named
Yeah.
Pavel, and this was sold on TBS's site.
Uh
It's
huh.
called the Patch Ray.
Okay.
But the crazy thing with this drone is because it's a 3 inch and it's like solid. So when this flies, this feels more like a 5 inch because it's smaller and heavier. It's like it drops more. So it's almost like because the the space doesn't grab it as much. It falls easier. But what I noticed with this quad that made me fall in love with it was just when you watch quads go like this, when you see them spin, you'll often see it kind of lug itself, especially
Mm-hmm.
with the Baby Hawks. The Baby Hawk was really lots of people love that drone, the Emax Baby Hawk, and I
I've
got
seen
one.
it. Yeah.
With that, with the Grinderino, with all of those AOS 3.5, they have a real top bottom feel. There's like the
Mm-hmm.
top, there's the bottom, and it's like a pancake when it flips. Like it
Mm-hmm.
doesn't it doesn't cut through the wind. But when you see this thing fly, when you turn it, there's no resistance. So it
Yeah.
feels like a flying tennis ball. Like it just feels like a circle. But I broke like 10 of these a year. And you see, like, the carbon kind of goes around the motor a bit, and then you'd crack the carbon and stuff. So,
Yeah.
this was kind of my inspiration. And then when I started doing my own, I made sure that the carbon and the motors are protected, and those bumpers, like, going from breaking 10 frames a year to no one has broken the 4 millimeter one. The
Yeah.
Like I've broken an ESC and a camera on this. Like the electronics die before the frame.
Oh
And
yeah.
then this was it's almost the exact same thing as the 3.5. So this would be a nice, like, if you wanted to do like a long range double Lion thing,
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
it's actually lighter. It's lighter than the 3.5. And when you put them together, like it's the exact same size as the 3.5.
What weights? And you're running mostly 1305 motors still, or what do you run on
Um,
these
I,
3.5 inches?
I'm running on the 3.5, usually 1404s or 1504s. I
14.
actually, with the 1304s, you get crazy flight times, but I like having that like phenomenal power,
Yeah. Yeah.
and when you fly like something like this with like this has an F7 stack with the M6000 gyro and everything, and this is actually heavier than my O3 build with the
Mm-hmm.
all-in-one, but it's just like it just feels you have this authority that just makes you feel amazing. And this flies even better, the 4 inch one, and this is 3.5 inch props. But what I did with the 4 inch is there's no protection on the motors, and
Mm-hmm.
it only takes 9x9
Yeah.
instead of 12, because we're at a point now where you'll notice this too. Anytime you build a 2 inch or a 2.5, like you see lots of people flying the Caillou Mini, and that's very popular,
Mm-hmm.
but it's super heavy, and it's using the 9 I think it's using 9x9 motors. Whereas now with Happy Model, we have the motors you're using, like the 11s and the 12s, and they have the 3 connectors. So it's like the amount of weight that you save building with those is just going to give you so much more performance. And I've obsessed kind of over strength to weight, because it's as you add weight, you add strength. But then there's a certain point of weight where you're not adding strength. You're actually creating more momentum, which will break your drone easier. And then the other way is as you go lighter, you're creating more agility, you're creating more power, but as soon as you go too light, it becomes fragile. So the obsession between the strength to weight, like how thick do the arms need to be that I can make it strong but not too heavy?
Yeah. And what do your builds come in around with the battery on?
Oh, they're all like super, like I think even with a naked GoPro, I'm at like 232, whereas lots of people are like 250.
Yeah.
But like for this quad, I'm pretty sure this, let me just weigh this. Yeah, so like my naked 03, this one is 110 grams.
Yeah. Yeah, that's sweet.
And I think that my like beefy analog one with the stack and everything, I think this one is like 127. Yeah, so this one's 132 now because I put the silly DVR thing, but you take that all off and it's around like 125. But I find that if you build around where your all up weight is 200 grams, it feels a lot better than actually a 250. And lots of people overcompensate with the weight that they put on the frame by then going higher up in the batteries, like higher cells, like 6S. Like you don't need 6S on a sub 250 drone, and that just costs you more. And then you need the bigger motors, the more expensive motors, the bigger batteries. Like it's just like there's this thing where it's like they're taking a performance vehicle and they're turning it into a drag car.
Yeah. Yeah. Where you're saying like it gets a lot more speed, but then you're not getting the performance.
Yeah, you're losing it because
Yeah.
you can think about like what your drones do, what the weight does to the performance. Speed will do the exact same thing because it's the weight creates that the drag, the drifting. As soon as you have too much power, you end up having less control. So it's really fun to like hit it and just see it like, oh, it's in the sky.
Yeah.
But like a 3.5 will not be as fast as a 5, but it'll outperform a 5 in many ways.
Yeah, totally. Cool. Anything else you want to ask me too? I need to head out here in the next 5 minutes.
Okay.
Sadly, yeah.
What are you like? What? Okay, out of all the things that you've seen in FPV, what's excited you the most, and what bothers you the most? Let's do those two.
Do both. Okay, I can
Start off with the negative.
the negative,
We'll end on a positive.
End on a good note. Okay, I was thinking the same thing. Negative. What bothers me the most? So one of the things that bothers me a ton is the you have to start on a simulator. That actually bothers me surprisingly because I think a lot of people, it bothers them that people are trying to get into quadcopters without starting on the simulator. Have you noticed that?
A bit.
I think it's mostly
It is
on Reddit.
easier. It's easier. It is easier to fly like a 3-inch toothpick than it is a tiny whoop. So for me, it's almost like the same thing because everyone says start on a tiny whoop, but I'm like tiny whoops fly like crap.
Yeah, no. And they fly way different than any other quad tiny whoops. But that bothers me because it stops a lot of people, I think, from getting into it. What if you don't have high enough performance computer to run a simulator? Um, like, just start doing stuff hands on, in my opinion, is so much more fun than a simulator. I started on a simulator. It was way too laggy, so I actually never learned anything from the simulator. Because if you have too much lag, you're never like I got back on a simulator after flying a ton, and I could fly better than I was, but I was still trash just because it was like laggy. So I couldn't react fast enough. If you want to start with a simulator, that's great. If you have a good enough computer to do it, I think it's a good tool, but don't let it stop you from just getting into it. And I agree with you. Toothpicks and tiny webs, both, whatever you want to get into. But if you're limited to only flying indoors, uh, I mean, you're probably going to want a tiny web just so you're not breaking things in your house. Um, but is it just a great way to fly? So just like me, I'm like, just get that tiny whip, get that toothpick, and just start flying. Get something that's durable, um, and start small and start flying. That's the thing that bugs me. The thing that's probably got me the most excited is probably it's got to be the 18650 stuff because on a different spectrum than you, I think, where you're all performance, which is super awesome. I think some people don't, they just want to kind of cruise around, they're never going to get into crazy freestyle racing. I don't know, I guess it's like life. Not everyone wants a sports car, which is totally okay. Like sports cars are awesome. And you're probably going to
I'm
start
a
with
motorcycle
something.
man. I
Whatever
don't like
you
cars.
if you get into it, you're probably gonna get addicted and you'll probably get that sports car eventually.
I got no money, so.
But starting with something that's less performance, I think is totally fine. Like get into it. But these little 18650 quads, like you said, the minute I made that tiny little quad with this huge 18650 on it, and I full throttle. Like, whoa, that like way more. It was still compared to like a 6S, 4S, compared to any other lipo build. That you're like, okay, it's still not there. But I don't know. Just making these new builds is what excites me. Like, I want to do an tiny whoop octocopter or a toothpick octocopter. I'm trying to find parts where I just want to do crazy builds. That's what excites me.
Yep.
Is just trying new stuff, kind of like you. No one else does this, and that's really exciting to see what parts we can mash on here, like experimenting, kind of growing the fold of what a quadcopter can be, kind of this is the normal, but why is it the normal? Like let's do hands-on like experimentation. That's what gets me excited.
I think what's neat about actually like the Lion builds is I think they're really actually there's a weird near niche place where they could be like tiny trainers. Because if you're flying through a race course and you're killing your batteries and whatever, or even you're not that great, if you do it with the Lion pack, you can get that many more laps, like, and focus on your line. And you could probably like use it to get a lot better at racing, and you get used to pushing that throttle higher than you've ever pushed it before. And
Uh-huh.
then after you transfer over to your regular one, and you probably like I think it's actually like a really unique thing to use as a little race trainer. But here's a question maybe for your battery guy that you could check, or if you know the effects on the Lion if you're hammering it. Like are you like is it okay to every time you're flying it to just hammer that Lion? Like does it take it the same way that a lipo would, or is it going to degrade the Lion fast, or like what's the lifespan of the Lion? Like do you know anything about those things?
Yes. One thing that I like about lithium ion is the lifespan is mud. It's usually around double what a lipo is. So your normal lipo, I mean, you might have different experience to me, but like 200 to 400 cycles, and then lithium ion anywhere from 300 to 1,000 cycles, depending on. what cell you get. And then, like you said, though, if you're hammering it, like let's say my 3-inch build, I can completely drain a 3000 milliamp lithium ion if I'm hammering it around 10 minutes in like
Okay.
normal conditions. That's like, and it's easier to, like you said, easier to go full throttle on these than with your lipo. So
Yeah.
more realistic that you could hammer it and use it within 10 minutes, which would be using it around 20, like you'd be over 20 amps a lot total draw. And they have charts actually where the one thing I like about lithium ion a lot is they've tested them a lot more in depth, and there's a lot more standardized testing for lithium ion when compared to lipo. So if you go look at the chart, for example, this one, I think they say like 600 cycles is the normal. So pretty crazy. Like this could last you 10 years, you know.
Regardless of how you use it.
And this
Like,
is
so,
the Moly Cell P28B. But it shows you if you were discharging it at 30 amps every single time, it goes to about 300 cycles to
okay.
80% life. So if you're really hammering it, yeah, they're not going to last as long. And I'm curious to do more testing because I haven't. The longest I've tested a battery is like 3 months, probably. This guy I've had for a while. And so far it's holding up really well. But what I'm thinking is these are going to last a lot longer than lipos, or that's my hope at least.
Do they need a few cycles to break in also?
I don't think so. I've never heard of that.
Okay, because some people say like after like 5 cycles or whatever, it flies better or something. I'm just curious.
No, I think I've heard of that for lipos, but I mean, this is still fairly new as far as doing like a performance build with an 18650 performance. It's still pretty new because in the past they've just been like long range, really slow.
And then if you
Cruisers.
wanted to, for instance, like baby them or whatever, like, because usually like I'll fly to 3.5 and then I'll land. So what would be the voltage, or like what's the voltage where you notice, okay, it's not as good, it starts sagging, storage voltage, like that kind of stuff.
I'd say once you get past 3.2, you really start to feel it. So like, and depending on your style of flying, I can fly like I'd say call it moderately, um, which I guess is different for everyone. But that's like some dives, some split S's, like some punch outs, but not. I'm not going full throttle the whole time kind of deal. And I'll get around 15 minutes to 3.2 volts. And then what I like is you can kind of limp home afterwards,
And
without
then
being worried it's going to fall out of the sky, because I can go all the way down to the lowest I've done is 2.42. I wanted to see when it dropped out of the sky. 2.42 is when it drops out of the sky, and then it pops back up to about 3 volts resting, which is totally fine with the lithium ion.
okay, you have to go, but what is voltage? Like what is storage voltage? Correct.
Storage
For
voltage is around 3.5, depending on which
3.5?
cell. Yeah.
So if you fly it down, let's say to 3.3, then you never get the bad sag and it recovers to 3.5?
Yeah, if you go to about, you can get
Or
around
3.4?
around 3, going down to 3, you'll recover around 3.5. So
Okay,
that's,
nice. So fly
yeah,
to like 3.2. And then that I'm trying to find the ideal where I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna hammer it, I'm gonna put it back, and now I don't have to worry about it.
exactly. Yeah. Going down to around 3, you'll be at a good resting voltage afterwards, which
Okay.
is nice.
Well, this was wonderful. Thank you for joining. It's been a pleasure. And
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
I added you on Facebook, I think so too. So just add me, and that's the easiest way to message because with emails I just get them lost. And yeah, anytime you have a question, anything, just shoot me a message. I really love sharing other creators and doing this kind of thing because we can kind of compete or we can collaborate. And I really like the collaboration. I'm really grateful to you for teaching me stuff and learning stuff. I think anything that can be learned in FPV is amazing. So thanks.
Yes, had a ton to learn from you too, and I'm sure I'll see your videos, see you around. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Have a good appointment.
Thank you.